since I know Matt and Katrin has like a long friendship, like since comp train, do you think if Matt was her training partner through the whole process, do you think she'd be winning more championships, or do you think she'd be kind of where she's at right now?
No, I mean, his, I don't know how much him as an athlete would benefit her because I think he needs to be so selfish. I think he can give her a lot more now that he's focused as a coach. So he, he's an all-in kind of guy, So when he's an athlete, he's an athlete. Nothing else matters. You've heard him on all the content he's put out. It's very clear that he only cared about one thing, that was winning the CrossFit Games. That's all he cared about. No one else, nothing else mattered. So I don't think he would have been able to give much to anyone else, other than being a great training partner. But even then, he probably won all the workouts. It would be pretty demotivating as an athlete to just get beaten time and time again in training. So it might have been even detrimental to her performance, to be honest. But now as a coach, he's channeling all that passion he used to have as an athlete. He's channeling that towards being a coach, and he's a great coach. Like he fires up. He lives out what the athlete's going through on the field. Like if you watch him, while he's watching a workout, he's on the edge of a seat. He's like just jumping, and he's living what's going on out there. So he's a great coach, and I think I'm excited to see how Kat goes this year again. Like a second year under Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Awesome. So have you given him any coaching tips at all? Like since you were a former box owner, being like, hey, the way I taught my guys, or this, and this, or like when I ran this box, I did this, and this.
There's no freaking way. No, no, I haven't. I mean, to be honest, I thought about it because they got a few young coaches. They got a young coach called Josh, and I want to say he's early 20s, like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coaching. He's Amanda Barnard's kind of coach at the games and stuff. And yeah, I was thinking about that. Like I felt, I was like, I'm a videographer, but I've got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to coaching, and I was kind of thinking, I wonder if I could coach a games athlete, But it's it's a hard thing. It's a pretty stressful environment that week. The athletes it's their one chance, and as a coach, you just got to make sure keep them calm, and I don't know, it's a tough job as being a games athletes coach. Yeah,
yeah. I think if you're a games athlete coach, that's like your one focus. You really can't venture out into anything else. So like, obviously with like doing YouTube content, there's like going to be like long nights, and you're going to be waking up like groggy and like trying to watch them and be half asleep. And you're like, yeah, look, that looks good, or something like that. And I can't really focus
exactly.
well. So yeah, that's a hard job to do.
Yeah. I mean, these athletes it's an emotional roller coaster, like, I mean, some of them are pretty level-headed, and like watching Kat, she wasn't that stressed throughout the weekend. She was pretty happy, happy-go-lucky kind of attitude. But imagine being like Daniel Brandon's coach, for example, or someone who's a lot more emotional, even like a Jason Hopper,
Mm-hmm.
It'd be tough, to kind of ride those highs and lows with him. So yeah,
So
it's interesting to watch.
yeah. So can you tell me a story of when Matt talked to, or like Jake talked to their athletes, if they had like a rough time at an event and they were kind of like really down? Did you videotape, or like have you seen any reactions, or talking back and forth about, hey, this is just forget about it, be a goldfish, just switch it off, and then wait for the next one.
Yeah, I heard Matt say to Kat after a bad event, he said, "You got 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes to kind of mourn and think about it and feel sorry for yourself and do whatever you want to do. But once that 5 minute clock's over, we're moving on. It's in the past, So that was really cool to see him kind of go, "Hey, I'll give you 5 minutes, to kind of try your tears, do what you have to do, like go bash something or do whatever you have to do. But once that 5 minute clock hits, we're moving on. Next workout, let's go. So I think it's kind of like the HWPO attitude of all the coaching athletes. Yeah, it's try and move on pretty quickly.
Yeah. Have you have any times that like when Matt said, "Don't film this"?
Oh hell yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's definitely times where he's like, "Hey, no camera." He's very good like that. Like he's very straight up. You don't have to guess. You don't have to second guess like what he's feeling or thinking. He's pretty straight up. Like if he doesn't want you to be around, he'll tell you. So and I appreciate that. It can be a bit tough at first when you're a new videographer and you're just like so excited to be there and you want to tell a good story. You want to capture everything. It's pretty rough that first time you hear. You kind of get that call from Matt to back off. But I appreciate it. Like it is helpful as well. I'd hate to put something in the video that he didn't want to be in there. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So does he watch all the videos too before they get put out at all, or how does that work?
No, no, not Matt doesn't, but Sammy and the team. So Presley is now the kind of, I guess, the head of marketing or the head of media. So yeah, they've got Sammy and Presley kind of look over it and give the final sign off, ask for any changes. I'm not even sure if Matt watched the videos, so I hope he does. I don't know. He's pretty focused on the athletes and the coaching side of things. Yeah.
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 So, have you been to their new gym in Vermont, or so what is that like? Like when you walked in there, were you like just mouth just dropped of like all the equipment and like the rigs and all that stuff? Like what was your first reaction when you saw it?
Honestly, I think it's perfect. Like, it's not actually over the top. It's got everything you need, but it's not over the top. So, they've got enough equipment for, 12, 16 people to train at once. They've got like a special a rig that's built like the one at the regionals or the games. That's a separate area of the gym, I guess. That's kind of for simulating games workouts or regional type workouts. But yeah, this is a beautiful space. It's just yeah, it's perfect. It's just perfect. And from a content perspective, like having the black and the grays, they've really thought about. I think they've really thought about how content would present in that space as well, because it is a beautiful spot to film in.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, it's not overkill, but it's just right. It's got the ice bath, it's got the sauna, some offices. Yeah, just classic. Yeah.
Yeah.